Twitch.tv is one of the largest video streaming platforms in the world and the largest live video streaming platform in the world. In 2019 alone, they had 2.7 billion unique live hours watched. YouTube was the closest to that with 735 million unique live hours watched. So Twitch are a big player in the game here. Twitch has grown so big now to the point where there are glaring issues with the platform. That goes from their policies to their policing to the lack of support for their streamers and the lack of communication when it comes to any of the issues on the platform in general. So that is why we are going to talk about the Twitch paradigm today, which is split into 5 chapters: origin, abuse, ban, silence, repeat. This is the Twitch paradigm. See, before Twitch TV came onto the scene, there was actually Justin TV. And Justin TV is essentially the just chatting or creative sections on Twitch at the moment, spread across the entire site with some other categories. And Justin TV had a gaming section on there. And once the gaming section was the majority audience, they decided to branch off and they created Twitch.tv. Twitch blew up once it launched, like insanely so. I remember it happening so vividly, and it never really stopped growing. So when Amazon bought Twitch in 2014, the deal cost Amazon almost $1 billion. Since then, Amazon's streaming service, Amazon Prime, has essentially partnered with Twitch. So if you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you have a Twitch account and they're linked, it gives you a free subscription to use to support a streamer, which is essentially giving a streamer $2.50. This has allowed many streamers on Twitch to make a living when they were not able to make a living before. Before the Amazon acquisition and before Amazon allowed you to use your Amazon Prime subscription on Twitch, people had to subscribe for $5 to your specific channel, and you would still only get $2.50 of that. But now that it's all bundled together and people are getting more for their money, streamers can make a living off of this when they weren't able to make a livelihood before. All of this is super relevant because I want to paint a picture. Twitch provides a platform for streamers and creators to stream live content and earn money. Streamers who stream on Twitch and earn money through donations and subscriptions earn a living and give a portion of earnings to Twitch. Amazon provide viewers with the ability to give a Prime subscription to a streamer and financially support them, which in turn makes Amazon money. The viewer donates, subscribes, or uses their Prime subscription, which in turn gives Twitch money. This is the cycle. The point I'm making here is that streamers have to stream on Twitch to be sustainable. And Twitch needs streamers to stay so they can make money. So to me, the way that all of this looks is that Twitch view all of these streamers as freelancers, which is why the online streaming space is such a dangerous environment for sustainability. So while the scale of popularity for Twitch rises and rises, smaller streamers get forgotten about and they get less support and less guidance. The only thing they have to follow are a few blog posts. So lately Twitch has been in the news, as most of you know if you're watching this video, and none of the reasons are good. From the banning of DrDisrespect, to the abuse that Alinity has been receiving, to the passings of Reckful and Olana, it's safe to say that an awful lot is going on the platform. I would firstly like to talk about mental health in relation to Twitch. Recently, a huge World of Warcraft and Hearthstone streamer called Reckful passed away at 31 years of age by taking his own life. He had a history of mental illness. His last tweets before taking his life are truly heartbreaking, and after having some more time to kind of reflect on this, it feels even worse now than it did when it happened. Reckful has said many times that he has depression and mental illness. And in December 2019, he had a conversation with Dr. K on his podcast on Twitch, where Dr. K was just talking with him about his mental illness. And Dr. K brings up that his colleagues did not want him to stream on Twitch because it could cause him legal issues, to which this exchange happens.
You got YouTube.
Yeah, so we have YouTube and Twitch, and that's why I started streaming. So I started streaming about 2.5 months ago. And, you know, was advised against doing that by a lot of people, in like many of my colleagues and stuff like that, because, I can get sued and all that good stuff, and talk to attorneys and things like that. So hopefully I don't get sued, because I'm not really delivering medical care. But, you know, what happens if someone comes on stream and then kills themselves or something like that? I mean, I think at the end of...
I'll try not to kill myself anytime soon for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm serious. I think that's
important. Yeah, no problem. I actually I'm not. I haven't thought about killing myself since psilocybin, I think.
Yeah, I believe that. If you do happen to have those thoughts again, feel free to reach out. You have my Discord.
The entire conversation is linked below, and there are 2 parts, so 2 separate podcasts essentially. And this is just one of the things that hit me very hard now that he has passed away. It's very easy for someone to say they will stay until they have an episode where everything they feel is empty and it makes them feel like their life is meaningless. In Rekful's last stream, he joked about dying and suicide.
Maybe I should just should I get us out of here? Maybe the trick is that I need to die to get to the next part. There's another game. Should I risk it and find out? No? What if it's like Inception? Old stuff right now. Maybe it's all uphill from here, though. Everybody, we'll see. I will see you guys either tomorrow or the next day. Oh man. If you guys get lonely, you should talk to each other maybe and find some friends to play games with if any of you play games. I feel like people are always too scared to meet new people, try to meet others. Anyway. Goodbye, everybody. Like, yeah, I mean each other, yeah, in chat. Because you probably have, there are probably a lot of like-minded people in the chat at this moment, you know. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow or the next day.
Once Rekful passed away, there were nothing but positive comments on Twitter about how respected he was and how liked he was and how loved he was and how mental health isn't focused on enough, and that all of us in the Twitch community need to do better and we need to treat each other better. But literally a day later, Alinity breaks down on stream because of all of the abuse that she's been receiving over the years. And she tries to highlight the abuse she's received, the bullying that she's received, and the suicidal thoughts that she's had.
I just don't know what to do. Like, I just don't know what to do. Like, do I stop streaming? Is that the only way that people are gonna ever leave me alone? Like, it's my livelihood, you know? And it's been my livelihood for 8 years. Like, what am I gonna do?
Don't listen to trolls. Just accept that you made a mistake because you are a human being.
I have, Jack, but do I really have to read thousands and thousands of messages every day about the mistakes I've made in my past?
The best one is to
say, is that really what I have to do?
You have been through a lot, you know you are loved and appreciated, don't forget that.
Like, you can't just say, like, ignore the trolls.
Pray things get better for you. Some people are petty and jealous and can't stand anyone prettier or more
Anyway, I'm done talking about it. I just wanted you guys to know that doesn't matter how strong a person appears, that shit affects them. Okay?
But what counts is bouncing back. I don't think I can say anything.
There's some days that are harder than others, and there's some that are easier. And I know that I appear really strong.
We love you, Natty. Don't listen to stupid people on the internet feeling cool hiding behind a screen.
I just want you guys to know that shit affects people. It really does. It really does.
When people like Keemstar go on Twitter and start tweeting that mental illness is fake and it's manufactured, that is part of the problem. Now, since then, Keemstar has flipped and he's apologized, which is that's great. But the mentality still exists for an awful lot of people, and this mentality will hurt people and get people killed. He flipped mainly due to the passing of his friend Etika, which is a problem in itself because that mentality is so strong and people like Keemstar are so headstrong that it takes something extreme to happen for them to actually change their views about it. So when something like this happens to somebody who has that mentality, it's going to need to take something serious and extreme for them to back down. They're going to need to lose somebody they know or love for them to understand the weight of their words and the weight of what they're saying. This mentality exists online and is something that we actively have to work on. It's something we need to work to extinguish because mental health isn't a joke. We all need to be more understanding of how when we type something or say something behind a screen, that a real person is reading those words and somebody is really getting hurt by those words. And Twitch has also had an issue with rampant sexual abuse on their platform as well. For several weeks on Twitter, there were many Twitlonger and many Twitter posts calling out streamers and people a part of the gaming community or live streaming community or content creator community of things that they've done that people have been abused by these people. There's an awful lot of men and women on Twitter posting stories of things that's happened to them, and it's a tough thing to read. So I think it's great that Twitch have stepped in and have banned people who have committed these crimes. Twitch have decided to side with the victim, as they should. Some of the banned streamers include Actibunny Fufu, I Am Spoon, Bless RNG, Warwitch TV, Dreaded Cone, Wolf21 and many others. While streamers such as Tom Syndicate, who has also had allegations by 2 women, I believe, leveled against him, he's denied that these things have happened, so he is still present on the platform at the moment. Twitch are handling this with zero tolerance, which begs the question as to why they can't handle other issues the same way. There seems to be a lack of clarity when it comes to making decisions, and as I've seen many other people put it, it looks like Twitch are just making it up as they go along, which is quite dangerous. Twitch has a web page talking about mental health and abuse, and it's just a web page with a bunch of phone numbers that you're able to call. It really isn't enough. A company who are a subsidiary of Amazon can afford to hire somebody to directly help streamers with issues, or can help guide them in the right direction of somebody else who can. It genuinely boggles my mind that there isn't a HR person that deals with streamers directly, not Twitch employees, but the streamers that are essentially employees of Twitch. I don't mean a manager or an experienced manager, like I mean a trained HR person. This service doesn't need to be available to every single person. They might need a small audience or something, but any step in that direction is a good step. Twitch and streamers both need somebody to privately and confidentially deal with issues. The community and Twitch collectively need to do a lot better. Nobody should be receiving tyrants of abuse. Whether it's sexual, verbal, physical, or otherwise, Twitch need to step in these circumstances, and they need to enforce a clear and concise terms of service so that streamers know what they can and cannot do, and people who break the terms of service do get penalized for doing that. That will heavily reduce the rampant abuse on their platform. It's not rocket science, it is very simple. When it comes to bans, either temporarily or permanently, there doesn't seem to be, once again, a clear and concise list of reasons or rules as to things you cannot or can do. Many people would argue that's what a terms of service is for, but Twitch's terms of service are enforced on a case-by-case basis, and it isn't a thing of it's everybody needs to adhere to these rules, because there is definitely a bias here. It's dictated by Twitch who actually violates it. And usually bans or suspensions only happen when clips go viral on Twitter or Reddit, like with what happened with Alinity. Once Alinity showed her boob on stream, people literally called for her head. They wanted her off the platform entirely. And Twitch caved to the pressure and they issued a ban. People seem to jump at Alinity at every opportunity for her mistreatment of her cats, such as throwing cats over her shoulder or feeding her cats vodka. And while these things are absolutely not okay to do, there shouldn't be any reason for anybody to send her death threats or bully her over this. She made a mistake and she's apologized for that profusely since she's made it. And she's even broken down on stream, as we saw, saying that she does regret it and she just wants forgiveness and she is sorry for doing it. If Tim the Tatman did what she did and apologized over a year ago and has apologized since, we would all have moved past this by now. People seem to forget very quickly that DrDisrespect literally cheated on his wife and put out this video.
As you guys know, I have a beautiful family and a wife and kid. And I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful. And I'm probably going to be taking some time away, time off to focus on stupid fucking mistakes, man. I'm going to take time off to focus on my family, and so I just wanted to let you guys know that. And I apologize to you guys and Slick Daddy. I apologize to you guys, my sponsors and Twitch. And this is not who I am. It's not what I represent. And that's it.
And then went back to his character like nothing happened and just stopped saying that he was the two-time. And people forget that. And I do think it's very unfair that there is a double standard here. So when it came to people calling for Alinity's head, Twitch did cave and they issued her a ban. Even though her nip slip was a mistake and embarrassing and she regretted it and it was by accident, they still banned her anyway because people called for her head. Twitch has a 3-strike system where if you get suspended or banned 3 times, on the 3rd time your channel is fully terminated. And Twitch don't seem to go back on those terminations. In this case, that was Alinity's 2nd suspension, which, if that was her 3rd, her channel would probably be gone, and she probably wouldn't get it back. Which leads me back to my original point that Twitch needs clear and concise rules for things streamers can and cannot do. And it needs to be applied fairly across the platform. It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or anybody in between. Recently, people received channel strikes for playing copyrighted music on their channels, and they've also received DMCA takedown notices. And this came totally out of the blue with no warning from Twitch at all. People were just getting channel strikes and terminations, and people have lost their livelihoods because they had no forewarning from Twitch that their channels were going to be getting any suspensions or any copyright notices or anything like that for having copyrighted music in their VODs. Twitch needs to do better. And I am not advocating for deplatforming in any way or cancelling anybody in any way. What I am saying is that the rules and the line need to be an awful lot clearer. If I go onto Twitch right now and I abuse somebody in-game, am I breaking their terms of service? Probably. I probably am. I'm probably abusing somebody and bullying somebody, and I am going to be breaking their terms of service on bullying. But would I actually get banned for it though? Because I'm playing a character in-game, or because I'm saying this in-game. I'm not actually talking to somebody in front of me or talking to someone in a Discord. I'm talking to somebody through a game. I don't know. And I am somebody who's informed, and I don't know the answer to that question. Is it Xbox's jurisdiction if I'm talking to somebody on Xbox in-game and I abuse somebody? Is it Xbox's jurisdiction to ban me, or is it Twitch's? I'm not sure. I'm not saying as a community that we're not the guilty party, because we absolutely are. People don't read the rules, and people don't actually look into the rules or the terms of service before they start streaming. But Twitch don't enforce the rules either, so it's a lose-lose for both parties, and that's problematic. The rules are not clear. People are receiving copyright strikes on their channels for music that they have in their video on demand section, and Twitch gave no forewarning about this. Twitch has no website, no catalog, nothing of music that's allowed on stream, even though there are an awful lot of artists and labels out there who are allowing people to stream their music on Twitch. People are terrified of getting a ban on their channel. And it's not only the issues I've mentioned, it's also, for example, the banning of DrDisrespect, where there's absolutely no information from insiders or anybody at Twitch regarding this. There's total radio silence, which is Twitch's main tactic to deflect criticism and to avoid controversy. Twitch have a tendency to remain silent or impartial when there is a controversy or questions floating their way. This tactic reminds me of another company that gets away with murder when it comes to the same thing. Wonder who that could be. And this is what makes the paradigm a paradigm. And this is the main cog in the system that allows Twitch to cycle around without any repercussions. Silence is a very powerful tool if you use it correctly in the correct situation. When it comes to online video and online content creation, it is very easy to dig yourself into a hole because there's a whole back catalogue of things that you've said that can contradict yourself. If you remember a few years ago, there was a huge scandal on YouTube and legally where CSGO Lotto were involved in scamming people, essentially. It came out that T Martin and Syndicate owned this gambling website and were making an awful lot of money from it. And even though all of the videos that they had promoting it had evidence of them winning an awful lot of money or winning skins that are worth an awful lot of money, it turns out that they went into the settings of the website and boosted the odds for themselves to get those items. And they didn't even disclose these really as ads either. Essentially, they scammed people into using the site. In reaction to being caught, T Martin and Syndicate had two totally different strategies. T Martin uploaded videos explaining what happened and denying he was involved, and then uploading more videos where he apologized and admitted he was involved. And this kind of ended T Martin's career in a lot of ways. Like, he still makes money, he still gets some views on his channel, but he was making an awful lot more money and he had an awful lot more views back then. As for Tom Syndicate though, he remained silent. No videos, nothing. And the reason why is because T Martin was digging himself a hole and was taking all of the heat off of Syndicate. So Syndicate decided to stay silent. And his career didn't get damaged or tarnished by this at all. He actually went on to become the first Twitch channel with 1 million followers on it. And the reason why I bring this up is because Twitch take Tom's approach. They don't comment on speculation. They don't comment on things that are controversial. They don't give statements. And when they do, it's generic and it's bland. No substance. They use this tactic to keep their hands clean. On the flip side to that, it offers their streamers absolutely no clarity or guidance on how to proceed in certain circumstances. The only time I've ever seen Twitch apologize is after Ninja made the move to Mixer his Twitch channel started streaming porn, and it's the only time I've ever seen Twitch apologize. If you Google Twitch apologizes, the only thing you will get is mainstream media articles about this circumstance. And the reason why they apologized for this was because it was silly. It hurts their family-friendly image they were trying to portray because they already lost Ninja, and all major publications picked up on it. So they apologized. Another company that utilizes this tactic, and I half mentioned it earlier, is EA. And EA do something that I haven't seen any other company really do, and it is a big scumbag tactic. EA are the kings and the queens at avoiding all criticism going their way, and they have a big tendency to completely avoid addressing situations at all, really. And when they do, it's usually the audience's fault. This is the scummy tactic that they do. If something goes wrong in the video game FIFA, they will apologize for your issue, not for their issue. Even if it's something on their end, like a server issue or something, they will apologize for your issue, and they'll specifically say your issue. And it makes the user feel at fault when they've done nothing wrong. And because it makes the tactic is, if they make the viewer feel at fault for something happening, they don't need to apologize. The tactic of deflect and be silent is a powerful tool for gigantic companies like EA or Twitch, and it's unfortunate that Twitch have to take this path. It is a big stumbling block to completely cut off communication with your community for the sake of avoiding bad PR. But it works, so they're not going to change anything soon. This has to be an executive decision of some sort. The chaotic cycle of abuse, ban, silence, repeat should literally be the tagline of Twitch. This paradigm and cycle causes people to lose their lives, their livelihoods, and their mental stability. It's damaging to all parties, and Twitch need to take responsibility for the amount of hurt that's going on their platform. This paradigm has been ramping up since the acquisition of Twitch by Amazon in 2014. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen before that, I'm just saying that it's ramped up since then. We need to be there for each other more as a community. We need to showcase support and solidarity for streamers going through mental health issues. And we need to hold people accountable for abusing their power and forcing people into sexual situations with them. This understanding, coupled with Twitch's reassessed and hopefully outlined terms of service, will benefit the platform in future and for the long haul, give viewers and streamers the support that they need. Alongside this, I think it would also be wise to provide streamers and creators with direct support and a direct line to somebody with experience in HR so that they can get advice without fear. I love Twitch. I didn't want to make a video calling them out for their shit, but they've really dropped the ball here in an awful lot of ways, and it's not really acceptable. If YouTube or another website was doing this, we wouldn't let them get away with it. Twitch are showcasing an awful lot of inaction here and a lack of clarity. And as a streamer myself and somebody who loves creating content, it genuinely frustrates me. Anyways, that's me done. See ya.